It's been such a thing, man. It's always something, isn't it?
Yeah, there's usually something that comes up and you gotta like work around it somehow.
It's always, man. uh, oh, that's funny. Okay, and we are live. What's going on, everybody? It's Dave Drakes with the Collective Experience. We are back for another TCE live watch party, Daytona edition. You know the guy that I'm talking to. It's the one and only Tyler McAdams, OGT Mac, in your hearts and on Instagram. Tyler, what's going on, buddy?
Dude, just really excited for Daytona Supercross and of course just hanging out with my buddy Dave and just having a good time. I mean, it's been a while since we've done a live stream together. I think it was maybe last winter. I think we might have done one.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's a welcome thing here, and I look forward to the Daytona Supercross race every year.
I know.
It's one of my favorites, probably my favorite all time.
It's awesome. I don't know what it is, but like us New Englanders, dude, we freaking love Daytona. We love us
Yeah.
in Florida. I don't know.
Oh, dude, my Instagram.
I'm probably the exception to the rule, but I mean,
Yeah, we already know that. Like everyone on my Instagram feed is just like, not everyone, but it seems like everybody's is down in New England,
dude,
right?
everybody's
Everyone,
there.
yeah, everyone from New England's down into Daytona, and like they're riding dirt bikes, they're ripping it up, whatever. And I'm like,
beach, the whole deal.
yeah. It's like meanwhile 25 degrees here, and we just got like 8 inches of snow. And I'm like,
oh, dude, it's about 80 here in Texas, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's looking nice, but I'm stoked. Daytona's an awesome race. You kind of nailed it on the head. This is something that I think a lot of people look forward to every year. Not only do they get a chance to go down to the track, it's some nicer weather, especially if you're from where we're from, but the racing on the racing action rather is second to none, man. We've got one of the most unique tracks of the season. We've got sand, we've got loam, we've got clay, we've got whoops, we've got staggered jumps. I mean, you name it, this track has it. It's super exciting. And we want to thank all of you guys for tuning in and listening to us banter back and forth for a little while we watch one of the coolest races of the season. Remember, guys, this is all brought to you by the excellent people over at FXR Moto. They just dropped their new helium line, and it is absolutely out of this world. Shout out to FXR Moto. We highly recommend you guys check that stuff out. They're doing new drops all the time. I mean, I can't keep up with it. I'm constantly asking these guys to send me some of the new stuff. It keeps me looking good. It's super durable. I love it, and it keeps my my piggy bank from hitting me. The stuff is very affordable and high quality. Customer service is great. Check those guys out. Also want to shout out Flow Vision Goggles, Overshare Advice and Planning, Moto Tape, the guys over at Evans Power Coolant. Thank you to everybody who supports the show. And thank you guys again for tuning in. Dude, we got James and we got Ricky in the booth, which is a rarity. Thankfully, James stopped wearing those freaking bandanas, dude. It's giving me weird vibes, but I don't like them, dude. Do not like the bandanas, but it's cool to see James back. I'm super excited to hear his commentary. Shout out to our buddy Cole Beach, who helps James get that whole thing going. His podcast every week.
Very sick to see Cole behind the scenes.
Such a good dude.
James.
A TCE alumni like yourself, Tyler. I mean, you guys are absolutely killing it, and I'm excited for this one. So this is an East Coast race for those who don't know, and if you're watching the show, you better know. Tyler, who do you think is going to be one of the people that we should keep an eye on? I mean, I know we usually have our heavy hitters out there, but who are some guys that are going to mix it up and show some people something this weekend?
Well, something that's different about Daytona is there's a lot of riders that hang out down south, right? And when I say down south, I mean the Carolinas, Georgia. There's a lot of practice facilities down there, so there's a lot of good I guess you could say privateers that can come out. One of the guys that you'd never really see is Jack Chambers.
Ooh.
And I'm not saying, I don't know how far you are with your live feed for the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Are you through?
JT's still talking in mine.
All right. So we're almost like, we got 3 minutes left to the heat race here. So I won't spoil anything. However, keep an eye out on the guys that you don't normally see that are there for the one-time race out here. Gotcha. There's a lot of fast riders that live down there, that train down there all the time, that are used to this heat, that are used to this soil.
Yep.
And it should be pretty interesting to see these guys. Nate Thrasher last year at Daytona, I believe he got a win, right? So we got to keep an eye on him. I know he's been on fire lately, but Daytona seems to be his place.
Yeah, the only thing about Thrasher, that's a really good pick, by the way. It's the consistency. I know he's a younger guy, right? So they don't really have the young guys don't really have a lot of that consistency built into their formula. I think it's coming. I think he's one of the guys that can be super consistent. I kind of think of him as like Dungy-esque, like hard work, no nonsense, there to put the time in, grind, work hard, no distractions kind of guy, which I think is super, super sick. But yeah, the inconsistency kind of like bums me out a little bit about him. But I will say I do like his chances. One dude that I'm really excited to see if they can do something for this one is Deegan, man. I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about him. He is, the next greatest thing in the sport, but we've never really seen him like on a track like this. This is kind of new territory for him, at least at this level. So I'm really hoping that he can continue this really good, top 5, top 10 streak,
Yeah, I think he's capable of it. And especially because he's not a stranger to this type of soil. He did live in North Carolina for a few years, and then he's been training in Florida, in Tallahassee. Only a couple hours north of Daytona. So he knows what this soil's like. Obviously, with Star Yamaha, they're going to have a top tier track that he can practice on to get ready for this track. But
oh, for sure,
he's not a stranger to this. And I think he also used to do the RCSX amateur days, and he would go out and race that in the pro class or whatever, or maybe not pro, but like the B class.
Racing is underway for me. Is it underway for you?
No, nope. I'm a minute and 20 minute and 20 left of the heat. So if you want,
Gotcha.
I can pause it and let it catch up to where you're at.
Let's see. I'm at, I think like 2:10 left, and Thrasher's out front with Vial and Moseman.
Yep, I got a minute left in the heat.
I'm all caught up. I got a minute 16 left in my heat. So, but yeah, Thrasher's out front. We're gonna have a little bit of a lag, but look at that. Deacon's in fourth. Doesn't look like he's dropping too much. Dude, shout out to Cody Schock and Chambers, dude. Like these guys are actually like they're looking pretty solid, man. Like
yes,
I don't see him dropping. I don't see him getting flustered too much, which is a big thing, especially for guys at this level. And Tyler, you race the pro class. I mean, how mental of a game it is when you get to a track like this, right? Where it's very challenging, different soil types. What are some of the things that you focus on, especially in your mental game, to kind of prevent you from either freaking out, making mistakes, or not riding to your potential? What are some things that being one of those guys, what do you guys focus on?
It could be a lot of different things. But for the example of Daytona, I'm looking to not make any mistakes in the sand section, just because there's, being in New England, there's some sand riding, right? Southwick and everything. And you're comfortable with it. This sand's a little bit different. It's like beach sand. That would probably be the biggest shakeup for me, is the sand and the whoops. And looking at these whoops, man, they're massive. But anyways, yeah, a lot of times, it's just reminding yourself that you're here for a reason, right? You know what you're doing. You're in the pro class, you're in A class, whatever, right? For a reason. You earned your points. You've gone through the races. You've gone through the process there, right? And just constantly reminding yourself that it's your race. You don't have, you got this, things like that. But when it comes down to it, like a more simpler thing, making little mistakes is going to cost you many positions, especially at a pro level like this. Guys are racing for tenths. Locally out here, you're racing for seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like a tricky track like this with different conditions, like every turn or every section's got like different conditions, different soil. It seems like, you have to be in a flow state. You cannot be thinking about what's next, or, well, I shouldn't say what's next, but you shouldn't be thinking too far ahead.
Yeah. Getting a little too ahead of yourself.
Yeah. It'll sound cliche, right? But like you hit your marks and, just stay consistent with your lines, things like that, and breathe. That's kind of what some of the stuff that I go through. I mean, it changes too. Every track's different, but Daytona here can be so difficult because it's so different.
So I'll pretty much do all the things that a slow guys just don't do. Do the complete opposite.
Well, it's funny, like as you get to go faster, you need to slow down. And when you slow down to go faster, you got to give yourself that time when you're practicing. Said now, don't try to go as fast as you can, but slow down and think ahead. Think about the turn that you're going to go to. okay, I'm in that inside turn. Where am I going next? Okay, well, it's a downhill left-hander. Okay, well, I'm going to go tight inside. And you start thinking ahead of what next turn you want to take, what line you want to take. Okay, I'm going to be in third gear in this corner up here. It's I can't remember somebody had a great example of what it was, but basically A class is always thinking like 1 or 2 steps or 2 turns ahead of where they're at. C class would be like, where's my front fender? And it's no dig at anybody, but when you don't know any better, you're like throttle twisted, hammer down, and you're looking at the immediate fender. Yeah. And you see a lot of kids go and blow through berms and blow through like inside ruts and stuff, and they don't know why. It's because they're trying to go as fast as they can, and they're not thinking about where they want to go or thinking about how they're going to get through it. They're just twisting the throttle.
Gotcha.
So it's a little bit of a mental game, I think, personally. Just talking yourself through it.
I definitely believe that. We're finishing the last lap of this heat race. Guys, if you're just joining us, thank you for watching. This is a TCE live watch party where we watch the race with you guys, live stream our reactions, our insights. We interact with you guys live. Hopefully you guys can win some prizes from us. We get enough people on there, enough likes. We'll definitely be doing some cool giveaways. So make sure you spread the word. Keep tuning in and interacting with us. We want to get you guys hooked up big time. Tyler, for the very few people out there who might not know who you are, give us a quick 90-second review of your background, how you came to be here, and what you're all about in the sport, man.
Sure. So I'm Tyler McAdams, and I'm 28 years old. Race motocross here locally in New England, and I met Dave through the collective experience. They were doing some sort of enter for a free trip out to Supercross with AJ Catanzaro, and I got entered into it and I got picked. And ever since then, we all kind of jived and connected, and I made some connections when I got out to St. Louis Supercross, and basically have taken it to the next level every time I've gone out. Made some connections, ended up going to Red Bull Straight Rhythm the year, I think it was that same year. It was October of 2018. We went out to Red Bull Straight Rhythm. After that, I met David Pulley again through the collective experience, started wrenching for David Pulley, did a couple rounds with him, went out in Texas, went out in Jersey. Basically just your local guy. I mean, I just race the A class out here in New England, and I've been racing dirt bikes for most of my life. Started when I was like 4 or 5, and stopped when I was like 14 and picked it back up when I turned 21. So like everyone else, if you're listening, I'm just a regular dude that rides dirt bikes like you guys. It's something in our blood, as you know, Dave.
We're a little touched on the head, all of us. We're
honestly,
a little loopiest dirt bike guys.
Yeah, and it comes like to the outside world, right? We're super selfish, and I mean, even we are kind of selfish, anyways. But as dirt bike riders, you are selfish because there's no team. Well, when you're on the bike, there's no team aspect, right? So it's like it's good and bad, and there's a balance, and people probably know that. Like if you have a wife or a girlfriend or whatever, there's a balance. But anyways, yeah. I also tend to go on rants, and I just kind of take it like a left turn and keep going with it. But I'm just excited to have been part of the collective experience, and obviously like I'm always down to do anything with them and you guys and the crew and everything, just because it's opened up a lot of doors for me. So I mean, it's tougher nowadays for me to get out to a Supercross race and wrench for somebody, but a few years ago when I was doing it, it was unbelievable. I mean, I think I saw myself on qualifying. I went home and I watched I rewatched qualifying, and I saw myself down on the track pushing a bike. It's like, that's me. It's just cool. It's just cool. And that's what the collective can do for you. It's, you take that jump, take that leap of faith, and go for it. It's pretty cool.
That's what we're all about here at the collective. So guys, just like Tyler said, you guys can sign up and get your start in the industry, kickstart your career in a major way with thecollectivexp.com. We can help you guys get to the top level of the sport, wrenching for top teams, working for pro riders. You get a chance to, you can hang out with cats too. Sometimes you can hang out with Tyler McAdams. You guys can work and represent major brands. You guys can be content creators at the highest level, like Cole Beach and so many others. when you sign up for the collectivexp.com, at the collective EX on Instagram. Sign up for our internship program. It's not just for mechanic work. We can get you involved in anything within the sport. Let us help you get there. The collectivexp.com. Sign up today. Also, shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Bobby, thanks for tuning into the chat. Another one of our alumni. Bobby usually joins us every year for an outdoor, and the guy kills it, same way that Tyler does. I'm very lucky that we have such cool guys in the program, and want to help you guys big time. And again, shout out to our great sponsors, FXR Moto. Get your latest set of the helium gear that you'll see a bunch of the guys like J Mart wearing tonight. Flow Vision goggles, check those guys out. EVS, thank you to EVS for supporting us big time. Overshare Advice and Planning, Evans Power Coolant, and Moto Tape. Thank you guys for being such good supporters. One team I want to shout out is the PRMX team. These guys have been crushing it for a long time now with top riders like Cade Clayson. They got Hunter Yoder on there, representing by the Partzilla squad. So shout out to them, Joe, Julian, Cade, the whole crew. They do an amazing job, and make sure you guys follow those guys on Instagram. For me, the card went sideways for heat number 2. We got Hunter and we got Smith in this one. Anstey, dude, Anstey. We got your boy Catanzaro. What do you think about Anstey this year, dude? Like, he's been really doing good, man. I'm pretty pumped.
It's cool. I mean, he's my age. I mean, I'm going to be his age in a couple weeks here, but like, it's just cool to see him take it from England and come out here and be competitive, very competitive.
Right.
It's
Dude,
cool.
I mean, I remember him coming to like Loretta's on an 85 years ago, and like this little proper British dude just like crushing it. And now to see him go from like that to the GPs, and now he's like making a really respectable run in Supercross, dude. This is really awesome.
Yeah, it's good to see. And I want to take it back for a second and just hit on a point that with the collective experience, right now, there's a lot of teams that need content creators or content coverage guys, right?
Yes,
Our friend Jeff Crutcher, who runs the Rip and Rut Cycle Zone KTM, who is at Daytona right now, is actually looking for somebody at selected rounds, or most of the rounds, I believe, for that actual job. So if you know how to get around Instagram, you know how to get around Facebook, social media, stuff like that, definitely take the opportunity to get through, because that team right there is making strides, and Jeff is a great guy and has a lot of connections in the industry. So keep an eye out on that. But
dude, Jeff is awesome, and we're very lucky that we get to work with some really, really good teams. We're super stoked. So shout out to all the great teams we work with. Dude, we got Smith out front. I'm not gonna lie to you, Tyler. Like, when I first saw him in I think it was Houston, I forgot Smith was even racing, dude. And I feel so bad because he's such a great rider. Saw him go through on the Yami, and I was like, dude, who's this 58 dude in the Yamaha? Like, who the Manny reminded me it was Smith, and I was like, okay, dude, I don't remember Jordan Smith being out there in a blue bike, but man, was he freaking ripping in that first time qualifying. And then now, look at him, dude. He's up front leading a heat race. Do you think that this is his year, man? I mean, we've seen him on just about every team that there is in the lights class. I mean, can he put it together this year?
I think if he can stay in front of Hunter at most of the rounds here and keep it mistake free, I think he could beat Hunter. But like right now they're battling, and it's going to be tough. I think he's got the right bike and the right team behind him. But Hunter's been proven to win championships, so it's I think he can do it. It's funny because I kind of forgot about him too. Because you see him on Ikawi, right? And then he got off of Pro Circuit, and then I just kind of like haven't really paid any attention to what he's up to. And now here's Chance Hymas, rookie, in third. He's probably 17 years old.
Dude, I forget all about Hymas, man. And could you imagine what it would be like to be 17 and you're on a factory HRC Honda?
Yeah,
dude. If I had that ride, you couldn't tell me nothing, dude. I'd be Mr. Big Brick just walking around, dude. That would be the coolest thing. Like, to be teammates with Hunter and Jet Lawrence.
Yep,
be done deal.
Who aren't much older than you. And,
no, exactly.
It's he's making a lot of money for a kid, right? And
Oh yeah,
obviously
for
I
sure.
don't know his actual contract, and it's not, whatever, it's not a big deal, but
I'm sure it's a pretty penny, dude.
well, that's it, and that's what I'm getting at, is that
Yeah, it ain't
being
small
a 17-year
bills.
old kid, man, like, you've got to be composed. You
Yeah,
can't let that get to your head too much, but at the same
yeah,
time, like, you're also 17.
yeah, for
um
sure.
what were we like at 17? We were kind of hotheads, we knew everything.
Knuckleheads. So yeah,
Yeah, we knew everything, and we were always about going out and doing stuff, having fun. But yeah,
lighting stuff on
he's
fire.
living the dream. I mean,
Yeah, for sure,
seriously, no
for sure.
responsibilities,
Mm.
racing a dirt bike for a living at the top of the sport. He just made his pro debut this year. It's impressive. He's hunting down Hunter right now. Like,
I
he's
know, it's
all
just
over him.
crazy.
It's incredible.
And like Hunter's on it too. So shout out to Jordan Smith for holding him off, man. I mean, we know those Yamahas, they ain't slow, dude. You rep them big time. And
Yeah, those
I
star bikes are insane.
oh, dude, I kind of feel bad for anybody who's not on the star bike sometimes, man, because it's just so much. It's obviously so much faster, man. Like the amount of bottom end torque that these guys have, it's ridiculous. It's
Yep.
absolutely insane. But yeah, this one's going good. We got Jay Martin fourth. We got Hardy Munoz out there. NC dropped back to seventh. We got Jeremy Hand. We got Hicks, Mr. Arena Cross himself in that eighth
which
spot.
is impressive.
Yeah, making the transition. Someone that had a really quiet transition in the pro ranks was Gage Linville. I don't know if you remember him, but he was like number 402, I think, on the Yamaha, racing all the amateur stuff, and he was laying it down on those Star Racing kids because he didn't have the Star Racing factory ride, and the dude
no
was
kidding.
Lights out fast in the B class. I mean, you couldn't hear a B class pro-am without hearing his name. So shout out to him.
Sounds familiar.
He was killing it. And shout out to your boy AJ Catanzaro, dude, in 12th. He's looking a little bit faster than he's been in years past. How about that?
Oh yeah, he qualified in his Group B, second. I think it was Group B.
Yeah, yep.
And he's definitely put a lot more work into his own riding this year, and that's the biggest thing in the last few years. He's done it. It's been kind of pieced together last minute because he's just a last minute guy. And
he has been training with Jet and Hunter, which I think helped out a little bit, at least helped his confidence maybe. But I will say that is one kid. AJ figures it out in the 11th hour. I don't know how he does it, but I mean, that guy holds it together somehow. But yeah, I was very surprised by the rides last weekend, not in a good way. We're not down our boy.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
it was pleasantly surprising.
Yep. I mean, if he can make 2 spots up, and last lap, it probably won't happen, but I mean, it's still is a good chance for him to be able to make it into the main with the LCQ. But you've got guys like Marcellisi, Rogers, Thurman. I mean, all these dudes are straight killers. So
for sure.
All these guys. It's so funny. I always think about it where I'm like, wow, they're not going that fast to this track. And then you remember remember that time? So I was watching Brighton Carroll. Brighton Carroll went by me at MX 207 a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was unbelievable, unreal speed.
Super
and then
good.
you watch. I know Supercross is different than motocross, but he's moving on the Supercross track. He's doing good.
Yeah. But
he's not anywhere near the top of these guys. And it kind of gives you perspective as far as speed and talent. And it's these dudes locally are absolute savages, just so fast. And then you come out here and they're not struggling, but it's difficult. It's not easy. You get the best.
It's a different world, man. Honestly, people don't realize it's so freaking different.
Yeah.
It's not even shouldn't even be called the same sport, dude. It's so different. But
shout out to Hunter Warriors.
Yeah, they're always going to talk. I mean, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah,
they're always going to talk. Shout out to Hunter Lawrence getting that win in the heat race. We had Smith second, Hymas in third. Shout out to Hymas. I think this is his first podium. Be it's just a heat race, but still, you're inching closer to where you want to be. One thing I will say, and we usually do this later on in the day, but I'm all about style and swag. That's why I represent FXR. Those guys keep me kitted out really nicely. They can hook you guys up too. And don't forget to use our promo codes below to save big time on the gear. But Tyler, I noticed that some of the A-Stars boys had some amazing looking gear during practice. Did anybody stand out to you so far this year in terms of, really sick kits besides his A-Star guys? Because like tonight, I got to give it to him. I think it's sick. Second would be the FXR Helium stuff. But man, I'm really digging that look that Hunter rode by in.
Yeah. The last round. So FXR is very good at being affordable and stylish. I've never ridden in their gear. Everyone out here, I shouldn't say everybody, but it is so popular up here in the Northeast that like, the whole gate could almost have FXR gear.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that. But I will say like Kenny's Fox gear last weekend caught my eye. Now I don't know if that's a one-off set, but like I'm starting to see a trend with the Fox stuff this year where it's almost like they're older school, older styled, like 07, 08, 09 gear where it's like basic colors, basic design, nothing like too crazy, but it's like it's contemporary. It's really nice. It's not like nothing wrong with the FXR stuff, but like you go from like a real basic design to a FXR set where they've got these colors and designs and different angles, right? It's just cool to see that caught my eye. Kenny looked good in that black and yellow gear on his Suzuki. So,
for sure.
And I'm liking the O'Neill stuff too. Like I know it's not exactly what everyone like thinks of as far as like premier gear, but they make good stuff. And they actually do shirts that are made in America here, and they do sublimated jerseys for people. So I back that 100%. American made sublimated jerseys. I don't know where you can't go wrong.
See, that's what I like too, man. For me, it's all about the quality, the customer service, stuff like that. That's what I really, really like to see. And anytime someone's popping out with quality gear, really supporting the people that are buying the product, like guys like you and me, the guys that aren't, the top of the sport, the weekend warriors, people like that. When they support that level, they're a good company. And
when companies are supporting the heartbeat of the industry, which is the everyday people like us that work a job, work in the industry, whatever, that ride and spend our hard-earned money on the parts, that's where I'm backing it because they get it. They understand.
For sure. 100%.
There's some companies where it's like it's a premier thing only, and and it's like, all right, I get it. That's their marketing. It's okay. But I like to see like O'Neill just seems very grassroots, which is cool. Especially it's I'm pretty nostalgic about my time as a kid racing grassroots, buying a parts bike that was blown up so I could have parts so I can go race. $400 part bike.
Memories.
Yep, those are great. No, those are great. My dad bought a YZ85 for me. It's like a 02, and it was like 2005, and it was kind of clapped out, but like he didn't know or care, and I didn't know any better and didn't care, and we made it work. I'd have zip tied parts. I'd have zip tied whatever. We just went racing. That's what it was about. We didn't put too much thought into the bikes and the plastics and stuff. And and now that I'm older, it's different. I gotta have the plastics this, and it's like you kind of tend to get away from that nowadays, especially with social media. You kind of want to like flex a bit, or like you want the cleanest bike for clout and all that crap. And it's like, what about just like running a broken fender and just sending it? That's how it used to be.
Those days, like now, thinking about it, would you ever go out there with anything less than a perfect, pristine bike?
No,
it's different now, dude. It's so different.
There was a time where like I kept breaking visors off my helmet. And my dad was so sick of spending $20 every couple of weeks to buy a visor that he just said, "Yeah, you broke it. I'm not buying you a new one for a while." And I ran a Mike Metzger slick setup, no visor for, I don't know, 2 months, dude. It was hilarious. He's just like, "No, I'm not buying you any more visors." So
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's so different. Let's see. Shout out to Fire at Will again. Shout out to Bobby. Thank you guys for joining. If you guys are in the chat, say what's up. Let us see that you guys are there. Let's get a good dialogue going. I want to hear from you guys. I want to we want to interact and have some fun. Bench racing is better the more people you got. So
I'm gonna open up the chat so I can see what's happening here.
Yeah, let's get Tomac in there typing away. Dude, I saw they had Justin Brayton doing a little bit of race commentary, man. That dude won Daytona. I think it was 2017 or 18, and dude lit the internet on fire, dude. That was so freaking cool. So it was pretty rad to see him, like, on Daytona giving his 2 cents. And what's crazy is that dude is still competitive.
Oh,
Like,
that guy could go out and make a top 10. He'll tell you no, but he could.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane to me. We should make a bigger deal of that.
That's how much talent these guys have, and especially Justin Brayton. And talent aside, he's an awesome dude. And the fact that he's still hanging around the sport makes me happy because I like to hear his talk, and he's not a jerk or nothing like that.
Exactly.
Now,
the more pros that we can get, or past pros that we can get commentating and being on the sidelines, the better.
Yeah. So I got the gate drop, and we got
gate just dropped. Here. Yep.
I'm trying to find out who 219 is. Is that a PRMX guy?
Marquier.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think he's a PRMX guy, but
no, he's on a Cowie though. He's flying. He's third right now.
Ooh, and then rocks him with that nice scrub on the going by, dude. That's super sick.
I'm telling you, dude. Kenny is not out of this.
Oh, dude, he railed that corner. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Almost flew through it. I'm happy to see Ken on a bike that's a little bit different. I like the fact that he was on Honda. It is different. But I think the main thing that he gets out of the Suzuki is that he has full autonomy to change whatever he wants. This dude could be running freaking bubble gum for tires as long as it makes him fast. The team's going to support him in it, and I think that's going to be really good for Kenny long term.
Yeah, I just think of how you might put your own program together and how it feels good to have control over what you're going to put on your bike.
Oh,
that's what Kenny can do at the top level. I bet you it was like the biggest breath of fresh air where he's like, hey guys, I want to do this. And they're like, we don't think so because of this and that. And he's like, no, I want to try it. And they're like, yeah, no, I don't know. Now it's just, he had factory connection on there for a while. It didn't work out. He's like, I'm going to try something else. Now he's doing something different. Like he has full autonomy, like you said. And I think that can do wonders for your confidence, because when you do find those settings that work, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, okay, we're here. I'm on a bike. And I love the fact it's Suzuki, because it just proves to everyone out there that you can go get a Suzuki for, $6,000 new or something stupid like that. Right. Yep. And go be competitive. You cannot use my bike's, hasn't been updated in this much time excuse. You just can't. It's not,
you just got to go out there and twist it, man. And again, I'm stoked to see him out there doing some cool stuff. Shout out to Cade Clayson, dude, running 7th ahead of Justin Hill and Wilson, dude. That's really, really sick.
Dean's been getting better every weekend, man.
Yeah. It's awesome. He's kind of fell off the radar for a lot of people as well, and we haven't been hearing his name as much now that he's not full factory setup. But dude, he's got some really good support behind him, and I think it's just going to continue to get better and better each week. You can never count on a dude that's that talented.
And he's also got a good program for himself, with his social media. He's present. He does a blog. He calls it a YouTube. It's cool. It's cool that he's got his own gig, his own personality there, and I think it's working out for him. He doesn't have to be factory to be good, and I think he's shown that to himself and everyone else tonight.
Oh, most definitely.
He's been getting better and better. And right now Marquier got by him, so he's 10th, but he's right on the line. And I think it's been better than what he's been getting lately. So
most definitely. One thing that I want to point out to people as well, Lesher, who is on the 412 machine, that dude's been a 252 stroke all season long. And when you're in the stadium and that guy hits the whoop section, you can see everybody run over to the whoops, and he's just, it sounds like music. It's so sick, and he's such a good rider too, so he really makes that thing work underneath him. Super dope, man. Super dope.
And you said that was a 2-stroke?
2-stroke. This man's on a 2-stroke, repping for the good old boys.
This is a good track for a 2-stroke. It's not too tech. There's a couple spots where it's a little bit tighter, but you could really make something happen here on a 2-stroke, I think.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Again, there's some straightaways where you're gonna have to work for it, right? You're gonna have to make your money, but it's for the most part, the tighter stuff, 2-strokes probably got that stuff dialed. It's a little bit lighter and stuff like that.
Sure, more nimble. You can get around through the ruts a little bit better.
100%.
Take a look at those braking bumps after that.
That ski jump?
Ski jump, dude.
Oh,
braking bumps are huge.
Huge. They're doubles at this point.
It's motocross braking bumps.
Oh my gosh, dude. Cooper's been holding up pretty solid in the 450. Where do you think he needs to make up a little bit on his game to really solidify himself as like a top 5 guy? Where do you think he's lacking?
Those whoops, man. If he doesn't get a drive on that 450, those whoops are killing him.
Yeah,
And
I would agree.
The 450 is a big change over a 250 through the whoops too. I know you got more power, but it's more power means you need more strength.
Yeah.
And they had made some good points today during Race Day Live. They said it's one thing to take a 450 and ride it.
Yeah.
It's fun, whatever, but it's a whole different ball game when you go to race at 450.
Oh, that is a really good point.
And I related to that big time because I got a 450. I rode it at practice a bunch before the season started, and I loved it. I'm like, this is awesome. And then I went and raced the A class with it, and I'm like, what did I get myself into?
It's a little different, man. This is sketchy.
Mentally, I want to ride it like a 250 and hang it out, but you can't. It's not that kind of bike. Yeah. So I definitely I decided last year that's it for the 450 with me. I'll get like a 350 or a 250F or something. I wouldn't mind having a YZ 250F and do the GYTR head kit on it, and get a tune on it and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Punch it out a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 180 pounds, so and it's not like a regular 250 is not enough, but I like getting a little bit of extra power out of it.
Oh, for sure. And honestly, man, like that's kind of a sweet spot for a lot of people too, especially for those who maybe, aren't pro, aren't, super bulky, super strong guys. The 350 is a really nice happy medium between a bike that's nimble, but also a bike that's got the grunts and the power to pull you through where you're not having to shift and clutch all the time. It really is a suitable bike for a lot of people. So that's something that I definitely recommend. If Yamaha and Honda and Kawi want to get on it, make a 350, I ain't going to be mad.
They would
sell out, dude.
If Yamaha made a 350 engine with their KYB, I would go buy one. 100%.
Yeah.
I would have one. I'd pre-order it, whatever, because that would be unbelievable. You put it in like a 250F frame, forget it.
Could you imagine Tomac on one of those, like a super light frame, something that weighs a little bit less, not by much, but a little bit, just give him like usable, just solid power. He would be an absolute tear. I mean, he's already killing the track right now. He's got 2.3 over Roxon, so that's pretty solid. He's looking flashy in that A-Star stuff. But
that A-Star gear looks good. It's got that like 90s summer vibe to it.
Yeah.
Miami, maybe, Yeah, I mean, he's feeling good. Even those whoops, man, are slowing him down. Those things are massive.
They're big. How much would it cost for you to go through a set of those, Tyler?
Oh, dude.
How much money are we talking?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think if someone was seriously like, hey, here's my Supercross bike. It's got Supercross suspension, stock motor. And they were like, I'll give you $100 to blitz them. I'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Cause like, it doesn't like, if they were like, just blitz them, I don't care how far you make it, I would do it for $100.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Rocky Hill, right? You remember Rocky Hill?
Yep.
He had like a little tiny arena cross track there.
Yep.
And this is back when I was like, just got into the B class. So I was kind of a squid, and I'm on a 250F set up for outdoors. It's soft suspension or whatever. And I'm like, yo, let's go try these little whoops, dude. Big mistake. Big mistake. Yeah. Doing this.
Yeah.
It's like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
They'll throw you, dude.
I have more confidence now because of like what I'm doing, just because I've got more time on a bike now. But at that time, I was on a big bike for like 2 years, maybe. And they will humble anybody, dude. A good set of us will humble anybody. Shout out to Bunny Man who just joined up. Guys, let us know who your top 3 is. I'm curious. Daytona is quite a bit of a different track. So a lot of times when we see people with momentum throughout earlier parts of the season, doesn't always translate to what's going to happen in Daytona. So I want to hear from you guys on who you think your top 3 is going to be. So let's get that going. Also, let us know who you think has some of the coolest kits for tonight for our drip check. You want to check into that as well. Tyler, you've been at a bunch of different races. I can't even probably keep count of how many you've been to so far. What is one thing that surprised you about, the pro level racers
that you really didn't know previously? Like one thing that you were like, huh, didn't really know that, or hey, I expected this to be a little bit different. What's that one thing for you?
About the riders, like
It could be riders, it could be format of the racing, it could be the teams. I mean, you name it.
how big the obstacles are on the track was the biggest thing. My first time walking a track, I couldn't believe it. So my respect for the riders went way up. I mean, yeah, okay, cool. Supercross pros, like whatever. Okay. And then I went to the race and I got on the track and I'm like, these guys ride this? Like I remember I think it was Arlington in 2018 or 2019. And yeah, in Arlington, they had like this double that they had to jump across a start
the
straight.
start straight. Yeah.
And like I remember, I think it was Bowers and somebody else that was there, and they were walking with us, and they're walking with me and Pulley, and they're like, dude, I don't want to have to do this. This is like, how am I going to make this? Like, this is huge. And I'm like, these are top level pros. And I'm like, dude, these guys are questioning the track. And they actually ended up getting rid of that. And they made like a small double or something like that, where you just kind of hop over the track. But I'm like, so that was one of the things that stuck out the most to me. And I'll do a little bonus here. The biggest thing that was like good to see was all the pros in the tunnel chit chatting with each other. Just like you, me, any of the guys that go racing with each other every weekend, you might not be like best buds, right? You might not talk to each other all the time, but when you're at the track, you're chit chatting about the track, you're talking about your bike, you know, oh, you didn't quad that. What the hell? You'd be a little bitch. And they're like, nah, screw you. Like, you do it. I'm on a 250. Like, I just remember being there, and Anderson and Zacho and who else? Dean Wilson and like Hampshire, and these guys were all chit chatting together. And it was just cool to like be a fly on the wall and listen to them talk. And it's like, dude, these guys and this whole thing, it's elevated, but it's no different than what we do on the weekend. So
for sure. So you kind of took mine a little bit. So I was going to say like just what normal people these guys are. Like, yeah, they're fast, but they're still kind of like mini head cases, just like we are.
Oh yeah.
They still get nervous. A lot of these guys are feeling pukey on the line, just like you and I would for a big race, you know? So that's what surprised me, man. It's like, holy crap, these are just guys that are just fast, you know what I mean? But the same thing still applies. They still get nervous. They still doubt themselves. A lot of these guys that have titles and have done all this great stuff, they still doubt themselves, which is crazy to me. But a lot of people don't realize this. You know, they've got the same struggles that we do. Sometimes they wake up, they're not feeling it. Sometimes they have a hard time finding good food to eat that's not going to slow them down, just like we do. So
they won't tell you that. They'll tell you, they'll if you listen to how they
solid
talk, and if you listen to the words they use, they skirt around like what it is, and they're good at that because I think, you know, everyone's got these egos. And I get it, but it's like, it's it's just they're just like us, and they just are extremely talented, you know, more talent than I'll ever have on a motocross bike. So
we can only dream, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be sick to like go that speed one day, you know. Because honestly, some of these supercross tracks look like a ton of fun. Some of these practice tracks these guys have, where you just grease a couple triples and a couple like rhythm sections. It's like, if you know you got the power, like it looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, for sure.
I know it can be sketchy, kind of scary, but yeah. And if you watch these guys on the line right now, you'll, you know how you were saying, oh yeah, like, you know, everyone's kind of like anxious and nervous and whatever and twitchy. Just look at all these guys doing their own little thing. They keep moving on the bike. They keep touching their levers. They keep touching their gloves. It's all the same shit that any of us at the track do. Yeah. While the gates, you know, they turn the card, everyone starts getting twitchy. It's like all these nerves are coming in because they know what's about to happen.
Oh, most definitely.
And I just got the gate drop here.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm still a little
unbelievable.
Let's see if I can speed up a little bit.
Wow. I'm stoked right now.
Let's see. I gotta catch up to you a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna ruin it for anyone else that might not have seen it. It's very cool. I was
okay. There we go. I got the gate drop. I'm all caught up. And Hampshire.
Yep. Very cool.
Okay, cool to see him bumping up a little bit. I didn't think we'd get that, but who's
Right.
that? I
I
think he's
mean,
got Craig behind him.
he's
That's super
fast.
cool.
But
Yeah.
today in Race Day Live, he was interviewed, and he's like, yeah, I've had about 4 or 5 days on the 450. That's it.
Gosh,
So
that's wild.
he's fast, man. But like,
Yeah.
he's just not used to that 450. But him and Craig hasn't been doing that great all year.
No, for
Now you
sure.
go 1-2, 1-2 on the Rockstar Huskies, man.
You know what is pretty funny to me too? It's like repetition kind of deal. So if you and I have been riding together for a long time, you and I train together every day, every night, and we're just in our groove, we're flying, we're feeling good for a racing season. If we get like link up in a race, it's almost like, oh, I've been here before. Like I feel comfortable. Me and Tyler, we spar all the time, dude. We're back and forth.
Yep.
I know his lines, he knows mine for the most part. This is just like business as usual. And I think that happens to a lot of riders, more so than we know, especially with the star guys. When you see a grouping of star guys and they're together, they go a lot faster together than they do individually, for the most part.
Yeah,
So
I agree 100%.
yeah,
There's a thing like muscle memory type deal or a
yeah,
comfortability, right? Where
yep,
all of a sudden you're like, hey, this is just like practice, and you
yeah.
just kind of treat it like that. And maybe, yeah, there's a level of speed there that you kind of increase, but it's cool. I'm sure RJ Hampshire was riding with Craig this week, right? And they were
Oh,
dicing
for
it
sure.
out.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably
So,
together all the time. Hey, shout
yep.
out to Joan Cross, who's in seventh place, the Spanish champion. Dude's been in our program for a while. He's kind of
Yep.
a lone ranger on his own this year, but he's been looking really good on that Cowie. And you guys can work with Joan for the rest of the season too. We've got some openings to work with him, so check that out. The dude's running top 10 right now and 450 heat number 2. So shout out to that guy, as well as Wennerstrom, Ronnie Stewart. We got our buddy Moran's in there, Freddie Noren, Logan Carnell, the darling of OnlyFans. A lot of good guys in there. So be sure to follow and support the privateers. These guys work so hard. They're such good people, and we love supporting them. So check them out.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Shout out to the New
OnlyFans,
England's own Ronnie Stewart. He's 12.
yeah, yep, I
And
love seeing that guy ride.
yep. And he'll probably tell you he's an old guy, but I mean, he's up there in age a little bit as far as the sport goes, and he's still a competitive
Still
man.
fast.
Just
Still
shows up to
fast.
Daytona, man, and just rips.
I'm just gonna qualify just for fun,
Right. Just because I can, I just want
just
to make
because
sure
I
I can
can,
still do it.
I'm just gonna throw it out there and have some fun. But
Yeah.
speaking of Card on the OnlyFans thing, like I'm pretty stoked that the guy looked outside of the traditional, sponsors to try to land himself something. It's super cool. What's your take on the whole deal? Because I know there's some controversy that surrounds it a little bit, right? When you're talking about the OnlyFans deal, the connotation that goes along with when you see that big OF
Yeah.
logo. So what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think at first it's like a knee jerk thing. Like, what? OnlyFans is just, okay. Like, what it's associated with. However, I think he's actually very, very smart, because
Yeah.
now even David Pulley is on this OnlyFans TV. And OnlyFans is smart, where they're not going to just be this subscription service where you can have access to somebody. I think they're actually starting to do some sort of like TV channel type of deal where it's vlog content, behind the scenes content. And that's huge for a privateer, because he can put that on Instagram all day, and you can do a subscriber thing on Instagram, but I don't think it's going to work as well as it will on OnlyFans.
I agree 100%,
I
dude.
it's
Even with like the connotation that comes along with the OnlyFans, just for chicks showing off whatever. Like, if there's a platform where you can, number one, make yourself some cash, and
Yeah.
number two, really talk to your audience and be genuine, dude. No matter what you're doing, as long as you ain't hurting nobody. I mean, that's, to me, that's solid. I'm not above it. If somebody wants to buy my used moto socks and pay me for it, daddy needs tires. So 100%, come on and buy them things. I gotta go.
Come on, you can't do like a shirtless pose with a tire over your neck or something,
Hey man, if that's what gets them going, I'll do it.
Somebody's willing to pay somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
I need some bike parts on me, so I ain't above it.
Hey, I heard there's a good market for feet. So
hey, if you want to take a look at the piglets, man, I got them for you.
get a little bit of lotion on there.
We got it, dude. We got it.
Yeah, it's the whole OnlyFans thing is pretty smart, honestly, in my opinion. And
I agree.
Even if he's got some spicy content here and there with a couple girls that he might work with or whatever the hell it is, they win, he wins. everyone's winning. I mean, it's the kind of like world we live in, and if your morals don't match up to it, that's great. Turn your head the other way, and
Yep.
that's it. I don't know.
You can do. No, I definitely agree with that. Shout out to Hampshire, dude, still out front. And
Yeah,
he's
crushing
got Webb on him, dude. Webb ain't easy to run away from. Kenny can tell you, JA can tell you, Tomac can tell you, and he's holding them at bay. This could be something cool, especially when it comes to the races that come after this.
Oh,
That little confidence boost for Hampshire. That could be huge. That could be huge.
I just kind of hold my composure here. So,
Something happened?
almost, but honestly, yeah.
Okay, come on, Sexton.
Yeah. Classic Sexton stuff. I mean,
dude,
he's in his own head too much.
What's it gonna take, Tyler? Like this guy has some of, and you've said it before to me, some of the best technique we've ever seen in a dirt bike. And this dude is always having like near misses, and when he crashes hard. What is it?
It's mental. It's mental. A guy's in his head. He's riding so hard that he's thinking about, don't do this, don't mess up, don't fuck this up. Like, okay, take this turn like he's just too much in his head, man. Too much. So
I think so.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, he's got everything else dialed. He's not like a bad rider. He just makes these little mistakes because he's too much in his own head.
Hey, Bunny Man saying, McAdams, my aunt thinks you're hot.
Hold on, let me check out the.
Yeah, so hey, Bunny, convince this guy to do an OnlyFans, man. Tell your aunt to subscribe, and we can get it popping.
Yeah, how's my auntie think you're hot? Well, thank you very much.
It's a good looking guy right here, Bunny Man. I mean, I definitely agree with you. all my buddies are some handsome men. I got to say,
I'm gonna let Dave link the OnlyFans link across the screen here.
I'll be your manager. I got you, dude. I got you.
Look, 20 cents a sub, no big deal.
I got you.
I'm cheap.
I got you. Hey, we got to buy Ashley some purses. We got to buy her a new car, dude. We're gonna take her.
Yeah. We got to glow up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll be racking up, dude. Buddy Man's asking for Jordan, dude. We're gonna have her on. Don't worry.
Yeah, she's a good guest,
dude. She's awesome. I ran into her in Tampa. Talked to her about coming on again, and she'll be on very, very soon. She was actually racing this one, trying to qualify, but she got hurt yesterday, so she's kind of a little bit tied up and busy getting herself together. She's fine. She'll be back for her running outdoors. So that's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, just keep an eye out because Jordan she'll make a debut, if not next week, maybe the week after. But we'll keep you guys updated. Shout out to Hampshire, nabbed that win.
Yeah, really cool. Sick.
First outing on the 450.
That's gonna help him out later in his career when
confidence wise, to show like. But I can do it on 5 days of training, and then it's going to show a team like, dude, here's my potential. You should sign me. Look at what I did, off the couch, not off the couch, but off the 250. And then Daytona, one of the toughest races of the season.
Yeah.
I'm here kicking ass.
They know that he can ride a 450 at the top level. He just won a heat race on a first 450 race ever. You know what I mean? He's been a 250 guy. So the fact that he can do that and show them, is a big deal. So.
Oh, 100%. That's going to pay off big time. Guys, once again, if you're just joining us, thanks for tuning in. This is the TCE live watch party where myself and none other than Tyler McAdams, the women's very own, is talking about the industry, talking about moto, talking about the ins and outs of the sport. We're giving you our live commentary as two would-be insiders. Tyler was one of our alumni. He's now, got a pretty big voice when it comes to New England motos. Worked with a lot of riders. He's done some cool things, as well as the New England Riders Corner podcast and a bunch of other trains kids. This dude is a jack of all trades. So we've got him on here talking with us a little bit about the racing. We've got a really unique track layout, and we want to give away some prizes tonight. So you guys be sure to interact with us inside of that live chat. We want to talk to you guys. We want to interact and get some cool stuff going. Shout out to our sponsors, FXR Moto, Flow Vision Goggles, Overshare Advice and Planning, EVS, as well as Evans Power Coolant and Moto Tape. All the great people who show us support and continue to represent what we're doing year in, year out, day by day, week by week. We appreciate it. And don't forget, guys, if you want your chance to get to the top level of the sport in such jobs as mechanic support, content creation, team management, race management, brand support, work for great brands like FXR and other things like that. Check us out at thecollectivexp.com, at the Collective EX on Instagram, where we can get you hooked up with a career in moto, and you guys can be like Tyler McAdams and so many other fans that turned their passion into careers. Now, Tyler, we've had some good racing this year in both classes. We've had some really cool upsets, some cool breakout rides. We've had a lot of rookie sensations. To date, in 2023, what has been one of the biggest headlines in your mind when it comes to the 2023 Supercross race season?
That's a hard one. Be honest, because a lot of times these races are West Coast, and I'm falling asleep by the first heat.
Oh, I hear you. I'm right there with you, dude.
It's difficult. However, if I had to say, I think I'm gonna pick two things, because I can't really like narrow it down to just one. There was a LCQ, I think, in, I don't remember, maybe round 4 or 5, the 250 LCQ, where it was like they're just killing each other, and it was just exciting. Every lap, every turn, it was exciting to watch. I like that kind of stuff. And there was one, I can't remember the dang race it was, but that, and then Ken Roxon coming out and just killing it on a Suzuki, dude. I think it's awesome. So much talk behind him, so much shit talking, like all that stuff, dude. It's cool to see him ignore it and do it, you know?
For sure. That's definitely one. I'd say top, if I had to pick 3, Roxon would be definitely one of them. Dude's been absolutely crushing it. You know, maybe not by his standards, but when we talk about a Suzuki and how they're perceived as being archaic and lacking in design, I 100% think that he's riding outstanding on a bike that he's, didn't really have a couple of years to develop. He really had to hop in, not last minute, but I mean, not as long as I'm sure he'd like. And he's been doing really good. I think that's been cool. Again, going back to what I said earlier, seeing Anstie come out here and ride as well as he has against guys like Hunter Lawrence and the Star Boys, phenomenal. I would say in the last one, Deegan doing the back-to-back top 4s, man. Like, that's great. The first race he had running down J Mart, multi-time outdoor champion, as a young kid, not racing these guys before, to me was absolutely incredible. So
yeah, I agree.
Love seeing that.
Yeah.
That's super, super cool.
I'm going to use this commercial break just to step aside for a second. I'll be right back.
No, you got it, man. You got it. Take care of it. So guys, don't forget, we're going to be doing these pretty regularly, pretty consistently. We're going to be chatting with different guests. We're going to get some pro guys on here, a lot of guys that are racing out this year, so we can kind of give you that insider's perspective on what it's like to race at this level. We're also going to be talking to a lot of mechanics and people who support these top riders in the sport. We want you guys to tune in, ask the questions, and we might even allow a few of you guys to join in on the chat with us. We'll send you the link. You guys can click on and have fun with us, chat, interact, and maybe we'll do a round table where, we're going to show a new person that clicks in every so often to get your take on things. To me, that sounds super cool. Let us know in the chat if you guys want to do that. Maybe we'll give it a dry run tonight. We'll send you guys the link in the chat, and we'll admit you guys one by one. Let me know if that's of interest to any of you guys and girls, and we'll make it happen for you tonight. Also, don't forget, let us know who your top 3 are going to be tonight. We're going to pick one winner to receive a prize pack from us. So tune in, and please be sure to spread the word. Hit that subscribe button, send us a like, spread the word, and let's get something going tonight. It's going to be super, super cool. Tyler's back with our honored guest, Mr. Kitty. What's going on? Oh, it's too funny. Oh, we lost your audio, Tyler. Can you hear us?
How about now?
Ah, perfect.
Sorry. So that's Miss Kitty. That's
Miss Kitty. There we go.
So I had to move her because she was sitting behind the laptop, and as she kept sitting there, she was like pushing it closer and closer to me, and I was almost gonna have my laptop fall off. So
gotcha.
Now I got 3 cats, and they're a handful sometimes. So
Dude, the only thing that makes me nervous about cats, maybe you guys tell me in the chat as well. I'm so worried they're just gonna like claw up the furniture and stuff. It makes me super nervous.
Yeah. There's a couple pieces of furniture I have that they've destroyed. There's not much you can do. I won't declaw a cat. And then
Yeah.
like you can put caps on their
Yep.
claws.
Yep.
Or you can just get a water bottle and spray them when they do that stuff. I mean, not everyone can handle a cat just because they don't have patience for that stuff. But
Oh, it's tough.
you give them the scratch posts and stuff like that, and it's not that bad. But we did get a free sectional couch, and within like a year, like they just chewed up the whole thing.
Oof. I just
Not the whole
got
thing,
one
but like the
too.
whole corner post of it. And I'm like, you're
Oof.
kidding. You're kidding.
Oh, dude, I just got one. I just got a sectional as well, and I don't know, man. Just seeing something tear it up, that would break my heart.
Yeah.
I
I
just
have
got
my
two
dogs.
of them actually.
One is sleeping behind me, can't even sit normal. Yeah, that's what dogs and cats sometimes, but I've got a dog at my dad's house, and same thing. You're sitting there, you're in bed or whatever, and the dog wants to be in bed with you, but he or she will like find the worst awkward spot for you
Yep.
to sit in, and they just try to like sit behind you, on you, like it's funny. It's just because I love you, but it's like, bro, I'm trying to like watch TV or I'm trying to use this laptop or something, and they like sit on it.
Yeah. No,
Cats do the same thing. I'll have the laptop out and they want to like sit on the keyboard while you're using it.
it's wild to me.
Yeah, it's something about, I don't know what exactly it is. Obviously they don't talk, but like something with them, they like doing that.
That's too funny. Yeah, it freaks me out. I don't know. Maybe you can convince me. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Tyler, have you been in prep for the race season this year? I know it's still cold out there, but you and I talked a little bit before about some of the gym work and stuff. But what are you focusing on mostly for this upcoming race season, man?
Well, not a whole lot. I won't be really racing a series, but I've got my CR 125, the O2, and I've just been in the gym, just dropping some pounds. I gotta shed some weight, but I also want to get stronger, just because when it comes time to riding that 125, it's not a lot of power, right? But I don't want to get on it and like not enjoy myself. So this year I'm gonna take it easy and spend more time with my fiance, and we're getting married this year. So not a whole lot of stuff during the race season for me. I actually picked up a pit bike that it's a 170 cc.
Ooh.
So it's got some bark to it. So I'll be doing a lot more pit bike racing with my cousin and uncle, and more stuff like that, like low key, laid back. However, I've made the decision, well, maybe not fully, and I haven't really talked to Ashley about it yet, but 2024, I'm turning 30.
Ashley like sits up and she's like looking at you like, what?
She's looking at me like, huh? I want to go hard for my 30th birthday year. So the details, I don't know exactly. I don't really have anything detailed out, but I'm going to turn 30 in 2024. I am for sure going down to Florida for Bike Week in Daytona and everything, because I turn 29 March 17th. So when I turn 30, it'll be March 17th next year.
Yep.
Daytona's like a week or two before that. So anyways, what I'm getting at is I'll probably end up buying like maybe I'll get a new FC 350 Husky and just spend the winter in the gym consistently, really drop the pounds, get strong, get fit, and then I'm just reading the comments here. He's right. I like how he's looking at her while talking. Yeah, I've learned the hard way. Definitely learned the hard way. But yeah, that's I'm looking forward to that. Not a whole lot this year, Dave. Just low key stuff. I'm making a lot of content. I have been making content in the past on my Instagram, OG_TMac. It just started out as just making videos with GoPros of my riding and racing, and people seem to like it and follow along. I've seen some growth in the channel, well, not the channel, but my Instagram page, and I think I'm going to start taking that stuff and putting it on a YouTube channel and try to engage with people more and kind of grow my own little personal brand here. So if you like motocross footage of racing up here in the Northeast, I get to race Southwick. So if you never get to see Southwick, well, I can give you plenty of clips of that. It It ain't that cool. It's fun to watch, but man, that track is
It beats the
gnarly.
crap out of you.
Well, on a 450 Yamaha, it's like riding a big bull, dude. It's like I could see that on a 350. That track would be so fun. But
oh, for sure, dude. There's so
yeah.
many times I've ridden Southwick, and again, for those of you that don't know, Tyler and I grew up in New England. He's gonna move down here to Texas pretty soon. Though, don't worry.
Oh, hey, I wouldn't count me out. I'd like to experience it.
I told you all we got to do is just like schmooze Ashley for a good like 4 or 5 months. We send her on a nice vacation, tons of like just some maids, get her some like masseuses, and then slowly just start putting the bugs in her ear until finally, boom, it happens.
Who's paying for that?
We got the OnlyFans, man. We got the T-Mac OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Joint OnlyFans account.
There we go. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll make her feel good, and then boom, we'll just lay it on her like, hey, what do you think about Texas? She'll be so in bliss, she won't even understand what we're saying, and she'll sign up for it.
Dude, I'll work for Vulcan.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Do they need an in-house plumber?
They need everything. We could use anything, dude.
Yeah, I'll be a test rider.
It's a good group, and we're always looking to improve upon what we got going on. So, Tyler, we need everything.
Yeah, the good thing about being a plumber is that I can pretty much find work wherever. But if I play my cards right and I don't have too much car payments or debt or anything like that, I can go and take a job that's a little bit less than what I make now. But yeah, I think Texas is awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, I've never been there when it's warm. I've been there in Arlington for that Supercross race, and it was like 42. I'm like, this is as cold as it is at home. I'm like, this is crap, whatever. Not a big deal. But you go to like Florida in like September, it's like 100 degrees, 95% humid. At least Texas is a dry heat.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, I remember the race you're talking about, that we were freezing.
Yeah. And then after that, we went to Jersey.
Oh yeah, dude.
And that was like not a hurricane. The wind was like blowing down
crazy
people's tents and setups and stuff. What's up, Mike McSwain? How we doing?
Dude, I'm telling you,
Thanks for joining in.
That cold weather in Texas, it saw, dude, in Savannah stole my gloves and I was freezing. That was so cold, dude. Oh,
that was
teeth chattering.
Pulley and I had to do a change, or had to change a clutch right in between qualifying sessions, and it was so windy. We pulled the bike into the back of the rig to change the clutch out. It was that cold and that windy. He's like, "No, we're just going to do it in the truck." It was like
that's a different level of cold, man. And you know what's crazy is now that I moved to Texas and I've been like, our winters are super mild, right? It might get like 30 for a couple of days. This one's been kind of a rare winter, but right now, dude, it's first week of March and it's 80 something degrees out still.
Yep. And
so dude, when you go home and it's when it's March time and it's 40-45 degrees out, dude, we're in t-shirts. That's like,
yeah,
we're not used to it being that warm. So now when I go back and it's 40 degrees, I am like 3 hoodies, a scarf, gloves, and everyone's like, look at this freaking Sally, dude. Just like I didn't used to be like this. I used to be a tough guy before I went to Texas.
Yeah, and you get soft out in Texas.
That weather's you, dude.
I don't forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong. Actually, if you can type it in how to pronounce your name, but Bajidar, I think is how you say it.
Oh, Bobby.
That's Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So you're right, dude. I'm in Massachusetts, on the border of New Hampshire, and yeah, we got probably like 8 or 9 inches today.
My gosh.
Don't get me wrong. I shouldn't be. I'm not really complaining about the heat. I like the heat, honestly. I work construction, and a lot of times I'm outside working in the cold and the snow. So my thing, I tell myself all the time, is that I will not complain when it's 92 degrees out and I'm sweating and sweating and sweating, because I hate the cold. Oh, I got it right. Do
that
you prefer
cold.
Bobby or Bajidar? I think that's how I said it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. English, not English, but like language and pronunciations and stuff. I always thought I did pretty good.
I don't know, I'm usually pretty solid, but there's sometimes, dude, I'm
You'd rather
I'm
just
very very
not even
subpar.
try.
There's some, dude, especially with like when it comes to French, the French language, I have a hard time sometimes.
French is a very difficult language.
It is, dude. It really
Ashley's
is.
Ashley's family's French Canadian, and every now and
Gotcha.
then they toss out some French, and I'm like, "What? What'd you say?" It's cool. It's different. I mean, I work with a lot of Spanish speaking people too out
Uh-huh.
here, and so that's kind of neat too, getting to listen to them.
Yeah, you can learn some cool phrases, some cool words, and it's always fun too when you're like learning a different language and you learn all the swear words first. It's like
Yeah,
that's the fun part, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's where the fun comes in,
Well, that's because then if you're buddies with any of them, you can go and talk shit to them.
That's for sure, dude. That's the part I like the most.
That's
Super
funny.
fun.
Yeah,
Oh man, I
yeah.
love it. I
I
love
know
it.
quite a bit in Dominican, like not Dominican, but each Spanish like country or Spanish speaking country has different dialects too. So it always changes. And Brazilians speak Portuguese, not Brazilian.
Hmm,
Didn't know if you knew
that's
that.
right. Did know that. Definitely knew that. The
I
food
didn't know that
is
one day.
second to none, dude. The food is phenomenal.
Yeah,
It's not even fair.
I think someday Ash and I or whoever, I don't care who goes. I want to go to like Rio de Janeiro or something, like
Oh, for sure.
it's a tourist spot, but
Yeah, that'd be super sick.
Bulgarian. Cool. Nice. Yeah, 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 of course. Everybody does.
The bad words are that's the fun stuff to learn first, man.
Yeah, that's a cool name, man. That is a cool name. And then like
Yeah, dude, Bobby
I
still
don't
hasn't taught me any Bulgarian, so he owes me a Bulgaria lesson, dude. I need to learn the language of my buddy's people. I gotta stay
sure,
brushed up on it. So Bobby,
dude.
when I see you next, dude, we're doing lessons.
Yeah, like I'm not that cultured. So like when you see a name, so when you see Bajidar's name, you're like, okay, it's European, right? But is it like Lithuania? Is it Polish? Is
Mm,
it Russian? Is it like it's kind of like I don't know enough, but it's cool. That's cool. I like it.
yeah, it's always
That's
cool
a
to see
cool, it's a cool
some
name.
stuff like that. Tyler, so we're on a commercial break right now, but Daytona is what we're talking about for tonight. And again, if you guys are just joining us, thank you for joining us. This is the TCE live watch party. We do it almost every week, at least for races where we are not in attendance, like this one, where we talk to new guests every single weekend. We get you guys behind the velvet rope when it comes to discussions and inside knowledge about the industry, supercross, motocross, the whole deal, teams, riders, you name it, we chat about it. Daytona is a very unique track. We've seen some super cool layouts over the past couple of years. There's been a lot of different videos that popped up on Instagram this week of past tracks. Tyler, what do you think about the tracks that we've seen in the last like 4 or 5 years? They've been a little bit different. Do you miss the tracks that we had in like the early 2000s, maybe the late 10s? Sorry, the early 2010s, or would you prefer the tracks that we have now that are, a little bit more, I'd say, technical?
I miss the tracks that we used to have. Now I never rode any of them, obviously. So, it's just all like from perspective and just being a fan watching.
Yeah.
I think you had better racing then. It seemed to be a simpler track. Yeah, you had like some tight text set like sections, but you look at some of the tracks now, man, and it's like peaks and valleys and
Yes.
like some serious. I don't know how to say it, but like everything seems to be gnarly. Like
Yes.
there is
Yes.
there is zero room for error on most of these things. And these guys
Yeah.
are just elevating their game every year that they go faster and
Yep.
faster and faster. So I can see where like people had this debate a year or two ago where people are just getting hurt. Like guys are getting crashed out. Every year you get one or two guys in the first round that hurt themselves.
Mm.
It's yeah, these tracks are just a little too much, I think sometimes. It's fun to watch, but
Mhm.
I'd like to see everybody healthy. I don't know. Again, I'd like to hear a perspective from somebody that's racing on these tracks
Mm.
and maybe had raced some early, in the mid 2010s or whatever, right? Somebody that actually touched those tracks.
Yeah.
But you watch any of those races where like Reed and Stewart and Villapoto and Weimer and those guys, they were racing these tracks. They just look a little simpler and
Yep.
not so complex and not as big.
No, dude,
Maybe.
I totally agree. I
Yeah.
100% understand where you're coming from. I'm of the same mindset, dude. When like Pastrana and Ricky were racing back then, dude, the tracks to me they seem like they flowed nicer. Like we didn't have, I don't know. I feel we had more parity, right? Like there were the tracks that they rode nicer. They were still flowy. There was still a Supercross track where like this one, it's almost like a moto track that just squeezed and squished and you know what I mean, like just kind of bastardized a little bit. But those tracks were like they were just so unique, and it's hard to put into words just how unique it was. But yeah,
I know what
I
you're
don't know.
saying. I mean, if you know, then you know, right? That's kind of like
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
almost one of those.
yeah. And Mike made a good comment. He goes wild how the tracks have gotten so gnarly and the guys still fly through it. And that is a testament to how talented these guys are, that they
Yeah,
just keep stepping their game
yeah.
up. Every year the track might get tougher. They're just like, yeah, no, it's no factor. Like whatever, we're just gonna go faster.
Which yeah, to
And
me that's
as
just crazy.
technology advances and the bikes get better, the suspension gets better, the riders get better.
Yeah,
That and even the riders uh as far as like physical ability,
yeah.
Carmichael changed the game on that, right? And ever since then,
Oh, for sure. And you know what? I'm glad you brought this up because you and I are lucky, Tyler. Like we're able to we're still kind of like the young guys, but we're like kind of like the older guys at the same time. We're kind of in that in between. So we could see McGrath and Ricky and
yeah,
all these guys back then, but we're also still, involved in the sport, still racing, still doing that stuff where we know all the new guys as well. So we kind of get to see like almost like three or four different generations of racers all crammed into like our lifetime, right?
yeah,
And I think one of the most amazing things is watching the evolution of the sport. When Ricky, when James, when they were racing, Ricky elevated the sport when it came to training and just like physical
yeah,
endurance, working off the motorcycle, putting that time and be like training like a world-class athlete. James, when he came in and he was just like ungodly talented and just like exponentially changed the way that we ride motorcycles, the way that the motorcycles were developed even. I mean, Chad with just like his outrageous speed. I mean, when all these guys that revolutionized the sport. And someone was talking about like, the difference between the Lawrence brothers and Chad and James and all these guys. And honestly, man, like, I don't know if we'll ever see riders that change the sport like that.
yeah. That's right. I feel like that's a generational thing.
Yeah. Do you like in your opinion, do you think we'll have somebody that'll ever come and do what those guys did? Like they were just light years ahead of everyone.
Yeah, I don't think, man, for a long time. Something would have to change big time as far as like motorcycles and things like that. Just want
I
to
agree. I definitely agree.
yeah, not to cut myself short, but your boy had a good start and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah, Cat had a good start.
Oh,
Yeah. And then just totally blew his legs off the bike.
dude, apologies. My allergies are kicking my butt tonight.
Oh man. Texas.
Oh, when that weather changes, dude. Oh, okay. Oh, Adrian.
Yeah,
Over the
man.
berm, dude.
Blew the legs right off of him.
Come on.
Yeah. I know. Big technique guy. Gotta tell him to squeeze that bike more.
I know, man. Like, holy
And
crap. Went from third to like what? Was he eighth now?
I don't even know. I won't show it. But you did make a good point there with the power of the 450s. The stock 450 is incredibly powerful. I raced it, in the A class this year with these guys, and it's honestly too much. And it took the fun out of it for me. Not everyone feels that way. Some guys just like are just in incredible shape that like they can spend the time to ride 2 times a week, 3 times a week. But like if you don't have that time, like I didn't have this year, like it's extremely difficult to just race at a high level of speed. That's why I think a lot of times people really should just get a 250 or go Husky or KTM and get a 350. But yeah, Catanzaro moved back to 15th. Yeah, that really took him. That took him out. He had a great start, and
he did.
Yeah. So
also, our boy Henry Miller's in this one too.
In
12th place. I think he's going through some coming back from some injuries, quite possibly.
That's difficult, man. That's not easy.
It is, and the dude is so fast. Also, shout out to Marcel Lisi, a dude from MTF. He's from our neck of the woods, but still second year pro. And the guy he's been improving every year. Now he's a consistent night show guy, which before, he wasn't doing it all the time. So really cool to see that.
Yeah.
Hawkins too. Hawkins went pro right when Deegan did. And he's kind of I wouldn't say fallen off the radar, but a lot of people don't really know of him quite yet. It's almost like Deegan's entry into the pro ranks was like a little bit overshadowing. Hawkins.
I would say it's been a quiet couple of races for him, just because he's not having like that breakout ride like Deegan has, and Deegan's got that massive following already, so people are expecting things and whatever. But I mean, the thing with some of these young rookies, right? The first couple of years may be quiet, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, who is this dude? Oh wow, like he's a top 3 contender every weekend, no question. And you're looking at Hawkins here, he's ripping.
Yeah,
he's
dude.
Actually, like
he looks really, really good, man.
Got a little sketchy.
Yeah, dude, these guys, this track, it's just it really tests you, man. Like it really, really does.
Yeah, I mean, it's imagine like a soft, loamy motocross track, but just it's in the style of Supercross.
Oh, geez, Hawkins like swapping going into that corner.
Yeah,
for a little bit of little cha-cha slide, man.
Yeah, a little too much brake on that, dude.
Oh my goodness.
And then like watch what he does in the whoops next. It's like it gives you an idea of how massive those whoops are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here he comes. Okay.
Yeesh.
Watch, keep your eye on Hawkins.
Holy crap, dude. Those things, he's treating those things like they were just like sections.
They're freaking huge. And that's what I was telling you earlier when you asked about being one of the things that caught my eyes at the track is walking the track. If you can get the opportunity to, which you can through the collective,
come with us, join us.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm telling you, if you're a fan of this sport, and you have an opportunity to do something like the collective experience can help you do, and walk a motocross track or a supercross track where the pros are riding that day, these obstacles look tiny on TV, but they're like insane. I remember I walked the track in St. Louis, and AJ's like, "Yeah, dude, do you think you do this double, like the finish line double?" And I'm like at the corner looking at the finish line face, and I'm like, probably not. Dude.
No, dude, no.
He's like, it's not big. It's just tall. I'm like, right.
Dude.
Like
all set, man.
Pound sand, dude. I'm
all set.
I'm like, yes, I'm capable of doing it, but I don't know what speed to hit that at. I don't know what gear to hit that at. Like maybe he coached me into it, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's freaking huge. Yeah. It's so intimidating because you come around this big bull turn. Next thing you know, it's like this wall, and you're like, well, where does it go? And it's like, oh, it's a triple. It's like, it's crazy.
Gnarly. Yeah, that freaks me out. I definitely couldn't do it. But yeah, Tyler's right. If you guys want to check it out at the top level of the sport, check out thecollectivexp.com, and we can get you guys squared away. Thank you to everybody who's talking to us in the chat. Don't forget, we're going to give away a prize pack once we wrap here, and we thank you guys for always supporting us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Please spread the word, leave us a comment. We want to make sure that we continue to keep growing this platform, and we thank you guys for being a part of it. We're definitely gonna do some cool things on the next one, and we're gonna have Tyler back again. You always see him every year, so that's gonna be a given. This race has actually turned out to be pretty solid, man. I'm glad that we're not seeing guys just being barbaric and just like
Yeah.
liking them one another. We're actually seeing some solid, just like one-on-one racing, which
Yep.
is super nice. We got Linville,
Oh,
the guy we talked about earlier, on the bubble right now in fifth, Simonson, who impresses me time and time again, dude. This guy is always somebody that can grab either a win in the LCQ or just a sneaky transfer spot. Very, very impressed with his riding. I think
yep.
he made the kind of like some really good rides in his move into the scene. I think it was last year or year before. So Simonson's definitely a guy that I always look out for when.
Yeah, and a couple of weeks ago, he got into a little bit of drama with some people in the LCQ. So this time drama free, nice and
keeping it
easy.
clean.
Get in, get out. Make it into the main, make some money. Anytime these boys get to make a little bit of money, making it into the main event, man, that's a big deal.
Dude, Hawkins almost threw it away.
Yes, yeah,
that is
he did.
Braswell. Let's see who we got. The last transfer spot, the 170, Simonson. It looks like it's going to be. So shout out to those guys. Pretty sure he's a Partzilla team PRMX guy. So shout out to those guys. There we go. We see J Mart looking real good, and that FXR helium setup. Don't forget, guys, you guys can save big time with our promo code below. Check out our description. You'll see promo codes from all of our program sponsors where you can get yourself hooked up and saving money while looking good and having the best in the biz, repping your back. Check them out. And don't forget to share those with your family, your racing friends, the whole deal. We're going to get you set up. Now, we got one more LCQ to go, Tyler. Before we get into that one, I want to know, number one, again, who is the drippiest person from tonight? Who's got the coolest kit? And who are your power rankings for the 450 main event?
I really didn't get to see the riders. Can I cheat and look on Instagram? I mean,
go for it.
Well, the helium gear that FXR dropped, honestly, is pretty sick. The blue and white gear.
Yeah,
I think they're running that for tonight, right? I'm pretty sure
yes,
I saw J Mart running that, but that's up there as far as drip. It's funny. A couple years ago, the Deuce hasn't really been doing 7 Deuce hasn't been doing the Lit Kit award, but because then when it was what do you call it? When it was he was doing that, the Lit Kit or whatever.
Yeah.
You'd see all sorts of photos of gear. But I'm gonna cheat a little, and I'm gonna look on.
We gotta hit up Deuce and see if he'll bless us with doing our drip check awards. I mean, he's not Lit Kit anymore. I know he's playing. His role has changed a little bit to dad right now. Dude's still
busy guy now.
Still one of my favorite people to go to the races, man. He's super, super friendly. Everyone loves him. We love him. So shout out to Deuce. But yeah, we got to get him to bless us with an appearance and see if he'll do some drip checks for us, man. Because that would be solid. That'd awesome.
Be cool. I mean, Hampshire looks good in that blue and white fly gear. Everybody's theme this weekend seems to be light colors, bright colors, summery stuff. I know it's not summer in Florida, but it's everyone's going to the Sunshine State, right? And everyone's got these new drops of gear that's all bright and everything. I'm looking through here. The Alpine Star kits are pretty good, man. Like I said, almost like a Miami Vice.
Look so good, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna lie, the Fox gear always usually does it for me. However, I've been kind of looking at that O'Neill stuff, and it's not super eye-catching, grabby, attention-grabbing gear, but it's pretty clean. Pretty clean.
Oh, for sure. What you got for top 3, man? Who are your power rankings for the 450s?
It's got to be now. Is this an order of position or just the top 3 people?
Let's go order of position. Let's put you on the spot.
All right. Let's. I'm gonna go. This might be kind of spicy. I'm gonna say Webb, Tomac, Sexton, Craig. That's 4. Craig. So
gotcha.
Webb, Tomac, Sexton, Craig, Hampshire. Top 5.
I gotta say, for my power rankings top three, I gotta go Tomac for the win. I gotta go Jason Anderson for third. Second, I'm gonna say Webb. He looked
Yeah.
super good.
I chose
So I gotta
Webb
give it to
for
Webb.
the top spot because
Mm,
this track is going to be a complete pile of crap by the time he goes out for like their main,
yeah.
and he does so good in a beat up track. Tomac is really, really hard to beat, right? But I
Mm,
really think that Webb can make it happen. I mean, he got a win last weekend.
No, you're
There's two
right.
points.
You can never count him out.
No, never. And I got 2 points separating them. So I just got a gate drop here on 450 LCQ.
I still got a an ad on mine. Gosh, these ads really suck, man.
Yeah.
They
Do
drain every ounce of this.
you have Peacock?
Yeah, I got Peacock.
Okay. Well, the OF boy is making his fans proud. So
Ooh, that's always good. Okay, come on. They're doing freaking promos for The Voice or whatever, dude. Can we please get this going? Good Lord.
yeah, it's pretty terrible. You just kind of want to stick a needle in your eye.
Oh my God. Yeah, cool. Blake Shelton and freaking whoever this lady is. So over
Cool.
it,
I'm
man.
definitely not going to be watching that. That's great. Thanks.
Oh man. Okay, let's see. Let's skip ahead. Come on. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, okay. Look at this. We got Carr now up front. Who's that in second and third? Oh, Moran's. Shout out to Moran's in third.
Yep.
Dude,
Dude,
he's
those
always good
whoops
first. Good start.
are massive.
It's wild. It's so wild to me.
Unbelievable.
Do you know one thing that I always wanted to do, just like one time super clean, was just a scrub over a triple, just like a really clean scrub
Yeah.
over a triple, like cool looking gear, and then just like hit a corner super sick. If I do that, I'm good, dude. Like my career could be like, you know what? You've been good. You're solid.
You just got to
You
get a
checked
couple
off.
photographers to like capture everything, every angle. And
Yeah, right. And then just like superimpose me on there.
you've got like eight. No. You've got like 8 or 10 photos now of you hitting that triple, and like that's what you run with for the next like year and a half. You just like
Yep,
post photos of that
that's it.
with like some caption about trusting the process or something.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
um,
Leading, we got Marquier, Morans, and Short following. Joan Cross is on the bubble. Dude is in fifth place right now, about 3 seconds behind John
yeah,
Short. And John Short was a late addition to the Mad Parts Kawasaki team that Bubba Pauly runs. And that dude's been absolutely killing it when it comes to support every year for the riders. The dude plays team manager and and racer all in one. A lot of guys can't pull it off as easily as these guys do, and they make it look like it's no sweat off their back, and you always know that it is. So kudos to those guys; they're killing it right now. Also, shout out to Mr. OnlyFans. The dude is out front making it look good. If he wins, he's gonna do something crazy. He's gonna like pop his shirt off and have like an OnlyFans tattoo or something, or
dude.
like
Maybe
back.
he'll drop like a free trial code.
Oh, dude, that'd
Just
be sick.
here's a free trial code for one time use only.
Yeah, right.
For my OF, and it's whatever spicy. He's gonna have some chicken there or something, doing
Dude,
something weird.
that's the Carnell way, man. This dude's
Yeah,
always
remember when he announced that last year, I think, and he had like the naked yoga chicks.
Oh, dude, yeah. So funny story. We reached out to them to come on the show and do a couple of episodes with us, dude. They were all about it. They're super friendly, and I don't think it worked. We got super busy and different schedules and stuff. But dude,
Yeah,
they were big fans of the sport. I think they're relatively new to moto. They weren't, they didn't really know about it beforehand, but they seemed like they thought it was pretty cool, and they were down for it, man. So
yeah. I'm all about like the sport growing. Obviously, we talk about the sport growing, and like anytime the sport has an opportunity to grow, people lose their minds. And like OnlyFans, all right, everyone's got their own opinion about it, but like those women that he partnered up with, they're not doing anything bad. They're just doing yoga.
Yeah.
So like, I think it's kind of cool that their world gets to see our world a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just, I'm trying to think about it with an open mind. Not everybody does, but it's difficult to think like that, I guess sometimes, but.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's see.
No.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, come on, Logan. Don't fall back, buddy. I wonder if he pumped up. He just got a little tired and a little sore.
Probably. I'm looking at something else.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Morans.
They're showing the replay now, and it's
bummer.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep, just pull the Tomac on the jump, dude. Oh shoot. That was a good crash.
Bummer. They're just showing it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, watch the tire just
not the funnest crash, but dude, it could have been so much worse.
Oh, he could have really got ruined there. And I understand, I know a lot of tough blocks are there, but like that wouldn't have happened if the tough block wasn't there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, what if we just got rid of him for one race? Just try it. Yeah. Just try it,
Or at least in sketchy areas like that, you know what I mean? Or like find a way to put him off to like maybe the side a little bit more.
Right. Because all he did was just land on, like, if he didn't land on a tough block, he would have just rode it out. If you have to mark the edge of the track, just buy like 20 cans of spray paint and go around the track. White paint.
Dude, honestly, I have to kind of agree with that. I mean, just like Pulp and Mex had their nets, we got to do something to put up on the sides to keep the boys safe.
No, let's get rid of the tough blocks. Like,
yeah, that's
it claimed Tomac, it just claimed Moran.
It's claiming everybody, dude.
Yeah,
this just could be super sketchy. But man, we got the last lap of the LCQ. We got Marquier, Short, Carnell, Cartwright. Shout out to Cartwright, dude's a absolute workhorse, doing really good. Carnell is going to have a absolute party because he's going to be in the main for Daytona. So this is super super cool. Dude, he's gonna go to Razzles and get it lit up there, dude.
Dude,
gonna light Razzles up, dude.
Photo Means is going out there tonight. Dude, all of New England will be there tonight.
It's going to be lit. If you guys haven't checked out Razzles when you go down to Daytona, it's a must. You got to do it at least once. Is it the small sanitary place? No, but check it out at least once.
Yeah, it's I recommend bringing a pair of shoes that you don't care about.
Yep. Maybe
because the carpet that's in that place is like soft and spongy.
Sticky.
Sticky
carpet.
It's it's
yeah. Who was that at the finish?
I know. He was trying to get
Miller.
Cartwright or whoever.
Oh man. What a bummer. He was true, dude. Look at Cartwright, look over his shoulder.
Yeah.
That is like, yeah, dude, you are not getting around me kind of deal, man. Oh. Okay. It was the scrub.
Yeah, he got a little sideways there.
Those scrubs, man, they'll get you.
Yeah, that was all Cowie LCQ for sure. Yeah, it was
Jeez.
Yeah. Look at all the comments here. Yeah, it's like those dudes. Team Green pays good Team Green, but like contingency for Green for Cowie pays pretty good. Yeah. And it's a good bike. So like these guys just grab those Cowies and make it happen. I mean, I bet you those guys making it into the main event probably made like $2,500 or so, maybe a little less.
Yeah, especially with the sponsor bonus, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It adds up, dude. It really does add up.
Listen, $2,500 is not anything to laugh at.
It ain't nothing. Yeah, I'll take that.
Right.
That ain't a little bit of money,
Yeah. So especially when it comes time to like making it into the main, and these guys are relying on the money to go to the next race. Even just like 4 or 5 years ago, when AJ Cat was having his races and stuff, and he was trying to make it in. I remember the St. Louis, he hadn't made it in all year, and I went out to that St. Louis race and he made it in, and I think it was like $1,800 for him to make it in, and like that helped him break even, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like that's important stuff.
No, it's some solid cash, and it helps out these privateers. If you guys want to help out the privateers and help yourself at the same time, be sure to check out the collective xp.com at the collective EX on Instagram, where you guys can go behind the scenes with your top favorite racers, top teams as well, and work at the highest level of the sport. I'm talking about things like mechanic support, content creation, social media engagement, fan interaction, brand representation, team management. You can get involved in all of this stuff and really boost your resume, get connections, make some really, really good networking opportunities happen for yourself. And we're there to help you every step of the way. We help you skip the line and get behind the velvet rope. Check us out, thecollectivexp.com, at thecollectivex on Instagram. Guys, you know the deal. Normally we talk and we let you guys watch the main event without hearing the buzzing in your ear. So after we wrap this thing up, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We thank you guys so much for the interaction. What I'm going to do is, since you guys were all so awesome, I'm going to do the giveaway. I'm going to look through, and I know a lot of you guys we've hooked up in the past. Mike McSwain, I'm going to throw you a cool promo.
Nice.
You're going to be able to get something cool. Hit me up on Instagram at the Collective EX. We'll get you something out to your house, a cool promo code, a cool pack. I know most of the other guys, we already hooked you guys up, so don't be too bitter. We'll get you on the next one. Don't worry, all you guys have gotten hooked up in the past.
There's another race next weekend. You know?
Yep, there's another race. So guys, don't worry. We're going to be back. We're going to be doing some more giveaways and hooking you up. So Mike, hit us up at the Collective EX on Instagram. We're going to send you a cool promo pack courtesy of our great sponsors like FXR Moto, Flow Vision Goggles, Evans Power Coolant, EVS, and Overshare Advice and Planning, as well as many others. Guys, look at the description below this video. You're going to see a crap ton of promo codes. Use those to your heart's content. Share with your moto family and friends. But one thing I'm imploring you to do, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you guys are continuing to support us and help us grow. Tell your friends, tell your family. We want to keep this thing going. Thank you guys for interacting. Tyler, as always, your insight, your feedback has been phenomenal. We're going to get you back on very soon, Tyler. If people want to follow along and find your content, learn more about you, more about NERC, where can they check it out, man?
Yeah, so my podcast page has been a little inactive, but if you're looking for any kind of podcast content of the Northeast Motocross life and lifestyle, it's NERC. Oh geez, what's the handle? I already forgot it. No, it's I'm drawing a blank. You ever draw a blank before?
Oh, all the time.
So it's,
Jared's saying the Moto Academy. Yeah, thank you to the Moto Academy as well, guys. We've got some amazing master classes in there, all about bettering yourself in the industry, getting sponsors, the whole deal. Check out the Moto Academy. We've got a really cool fan experience going where we partner up with AJ and we bring you guys behind the scenes of the AJ Catanzaro Moto Academy camp. It's been fun. We've been doing it every race weekend, and it's been absolutely stellar. Guys, sign up if you can. If not, join the internship program.
I'll redeem myself. It's New England Riders Corner. So that's all that podcast stuff. But if you're looking for any kind of content, up to date racing, things like that, and my personal account, it's OG_TMac. And yeah, I mean, look out this year. I'm going to have a lot more different content, pit bike racing. It's all GoPro stuff. Just following along. As I kind of grow this brand a little bit, I'll have a lot more interactive giveaways and things like that. And maybe even like a little subscription service through Instagram if you want to see behind the scenes stuff, right? Maybe you've got some questions. I'm also going to be starting up a personal motocross coaching program as well. But I'm still in the works. But if you're interested and you're local in the area and you want to work on riding, technique, fundamentals, basics, things like that, I can help out. And it's a passion of mine. So, feel free to reach out to me, message me, whatever, and we can chat.
Absolutely love that. Tyler, again, thank you for tuning in, guys. Next week, we're going to have a really cool guest. I'm really excited to announce that, but I'm not going to tell you yet. You got to stay tuned. You got to follow along with us. We also have a cool video coming out Monday. Every Monday we do one where it's we do a in-depth look at the pros bike called What the Pros Ride. It's a really cool series where you guys can check out bikes like J Mart's bike, AJ Cat's Special Edition 2-stroke, and so many others. Check that out. Again, thank you to our amazing sponsors, guys. We want to hang out with you at the races, and be sure to check in with us. If you guys have any questions at all, we're here to help out. We got your back. Send us those DMs on Instagram at the Collective EX, and we'll get you guys squared away. Tyler, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for talking to us in the chat, and we will see you on the next one. You guys take care.
Take it easy, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Get some riding done. Go on and get some riding done.
Even in the snow.
Even in the snow.